Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the official Everwild Tuesday podcast. We are happy to be back and even more happier that you are here with us tonight. We are getting ready for round 4 on the very exciting track of Monza. With just 1 hour to go, it's lights out and away we go. We are joined tonight by Swinny J. Harnell and Jack Bowie. Let's get to it. How are we doing today, guys?
It's round 5, but I'm absolutely amazing, mate. How are you? You had one job.
Well, you put in the chat earlier that it's round 4.
Don't worry, guys. I'll be back on the intros next week.
Well, goodbye then.
But I am good, thank you, mate. Swinny, Hartnell, how are you guys?
Oh, I'm doing well, thanks. I'm happy it's not Monaco this week, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm quite pleased it's not Monaco this week, and doing very well. Thank you very much, guys. Looking forward to the speed demon that is Monza.
Yeah, how do we feel about Monza, guys? I've got very mixed emotions.
Here's a stat. I'm not sure that you guys know. My first ever league race win was at Monza. Wasn't in the FRL, but yeah, Monza, and it holds a place in my heart for that. I remember it started on Inters, dried out, put soft on, made the soft last the rest of the race, bossed it. That was only my second ever league race. I don't know how I did it, but master stroke from me.
That's good. Actually, the first season I joined Everwell, I became champion in Tier 2, and that was on Monza as well, with the amazing fight with who was it? Infinite Glory. So yeah, I have some good memories about this track. However,
you did. You had an amazing teammate as well.
Yeah, of course.
That one.
That was you.
It was indeed. You had an amazing teammate.
So good memories, but still, I'm not the biggest fan of the track.
So hang on.
Yeah, I'd agree. I've had a podium at Monza in F2 and a lot of bad results in F1, so I'm not confident for tonight.
Must admit, I'm actually secretly trying to. I'm going to go for the win tonight, because I think, as you guys know, it's a track that's going to be. It will suit me down to the ground. The same like Baku, because obviously you guys are like your downforce. I don't know what's wrong with you. There's something wrong with you guys. So it's definitely going to be the old 1-1 rings tonight. I'm literally just going to try and fly down that straight.
Yeah, so you go for no downforce at all?
No, absolutely none. What's the point? You don't need any.
Go for the top speed. Actually, I think you're right. It's very slow corners, some of them. You don't really need it.
No, exactly. Exactly the same as Baku. You don't really need a lot of downforce.
Yeah, and the straight is so long. I mean, you will lose a lot of time there, otherwise.
Exactly. So I'm secretly quite confident tonight.
Just a word of warning, guys. Right, if he would have warning, if it's lap 1 and you see Jay trying to hit the side of you, he's not trying to take you out. He's trying to lose some more of his wing, because he's going to try and run with no front wing. Is what it will be.
Actually, if you need help with that, Jay, you just have to ask, and we're happy to help.
Oh dear.
The one thing that I can predict tonight is that Pimis will have no ERS by the end of turn 1.
Well, I'm getting better at it, Bowie. I'm getting better at it. But yeah, let's say turn 2.
Definitely. Should we I've just seen on the stream at the minute when he is working his magic.
Yes.
Shall we have a chat about Monaco last week?
No.
So, how many corners did you last again, Jay, unfortunately?
2. That was it, unfortunately. Yeah. It was just one of those first lap incidents, unfortunately. I don't think Warrior meant to do it, so
I spoke to him afterwards, and he said to me that he did meant to do it.
I don't blame him as well. Really don't blame him. Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's just one of those things, isn't it? First lap incidents, and yeah, it's always going to happen around Monaco, isn't it? So, no hard feelings or whatever. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
So I just assume it went slightly better for you guys rather than me.
Let's go with Swinny next, based by the order of the results.
Oh, thank you very much. Do you know what? I had a nightmare at Monaco last week. I think I pitted to change my wing 4 times that entire race. However, I just stuck to the mantra of keep going, because if you finish, you'll get points. And I think I finished 2 laps down, which was quite generous to how I drove. But I still came away with an 11th place. And there were so many drivers in front of me that probably, I've damaged your wing for the 3rd time, I'm just going to retire in the pits. That I just kept picking up places from people who had had enough. And I think I'm a testament to keep going and you'll get some points, because looking at the battle I have with Bowie for the championship, that it was very damage limitation, but I've come away not having too much of a severe hit. So just a message, keep going guys. If you finish the race, you'll get good points no matter what. There you go, that's all I've got to say. Right, next, apart from that, I hate you, Monaco. Go away.
Brilliant. Yeah, well, I love the track, and the Saturday before this race, we also did this one on Realistic, I think, which went pretty good. But then, the Tuesday race was P10. I'm still happy that I got some points. I'm a bit behind Bowie and Swinney, and I don't really like that much. So yeah, I have to keep my head down and push the throttle harder if I want to get close to you guys. But like I said, I like the track. The race was not super for me, but top 10, so good enough.
Nice. I was really happy with my race last week, actually.
You're sure, really?
It was just going off the back of Realistic as well, wasn't it? It was a win in Realistic and then a P5 in Tier 1. The only other guy outside of the aliens not to get lapped, which was epic, because the top 4 were ridiculously close. It was a pretty lonely race, because Swinny, you say obviously you got lapped twice. I didn't actually lap you on track ever. I don't think I saw you, because there was a time in the race, I think it was like the final 10 laps, I was the only guy in the first sector and everyone else was in the third. So I was just always on my own, really. But I love the track. I think you all know I waffle on about it enough, and I knew this was going to be a track where I could gain points on you guys in the fight for 5th. So it was good, and it was also really good to see. Going back to what you said, Swinney, about retiring in the pits. Carlos Killer retired in the pits with about 3 laps to go or 4 laps to go, and he was 3rd in the standings. So obviously we'll get to that later on, but that has made a bit of a dent for him in the standings, based on the fact that he did retire when if he didn't, he could have scored some points.
I gained those points, so I'm not complaining.
And also, you had a bit of a shocker the week before, didn't you, as well, Michael? Can
we not talk about Monaco, guys, please?
I do have to say Tier 2 did a better job, because they finished with 13 drivers, and we only did with 11.
Very true.
They're slower than us, less room for error.
Get up, I was Tier 2 last season.
I can see our viewers go down at the moment, but...
I was going to say, I've just got a message from Scenario, Twisted, Nivy, all of them. But definitely a great, a better showing for Tier 2 in terms of getting to the end, and another win for Scenario.
Easy, yeah. He's I think we discussed this last week, didn't we? Scenario is very close to being sort of like, he's sort of similar to me. He could be Tier 1, but he could be Tier 2.
That's 4. See if we can find anything.
I think for his own confidence as well, I think it's great that he's winning races in Tier 2. That's sure. For his confidence, I think he's doing very well. extremely well.
Definitely.
Another good result for Twisted Science as well. DNF getting a P5, which is very good for him. And yeah, Bruce down in P8. Obviously, he's aiming for the title this year, isn't he? So that bit of a dent for him with Scenario winning.
Yeah, he never should have gone back to Tier 2.
He has turned line off though. We've got to give him credit. No line at Monaco.
Well,
I mean,
it's Monaco. You don't need a line. You can just keep hitting the wall and you will finish the race.
It's basically what Sonny did.
You just stole the gag from me. It's exactly what I did.
He did finish higher than Swinney though.
Do you know what? Do you know what is high premise? Me in the championship standings, as you can see. So
yeah, but I missed 3 races, so.
No, definitely. It's definitely a hit to Bruce, isn't it? 100%. But I'm sure it will come back.
Yeah, he is. He does like this circuit, doesn't he? If we look at the looking at the Tier 1 drivers, obviously we now have the new addition of Dixon, don't we, in the standings for this week?
God, really?
Yeah.
But it is making it very close at the top now. Only 2 points in it between Smalley and Dixon.
That's great.
I know, it's going to be great for, especially on a comms front, to see Dixon and Smalley go for it. I think that's going to be epic battle. Absolutely epic.
Yeah.
It really is, and I also think Ricky and Kevin for third as well is going to be very close this year.
Actually, I don't think Smalley's driving tonight, is he?
I don't get my hopes up like that.
Oh no, he is.
I know
Never
Ricky
mind.
isn't racing, so I'm thinking, oh, I might sneak a top 5 here tonight. You never know, but
Yeah, the field is still
more annoying.
super strong.
Yeah, he is racing. Damn it! And Hartnell's predicted himself to win, so that is big for you, Mr.
Well, you know what
Just
they
because
say.
it's going to be the one, unless it's Baku or Monza, then no, I stand no chance throughout the season. But where it is Monza, yeah.
Anything can happen.
Exactly. I'd definitely go back myself around Monza. Yeah, I don't reckon too many people have as much straight line speed as what I will have. So,
well, if you don't have a front and a rear wing, I don't think so.
No, just get rid of that. I don't need that.
You don't need the chicanes either, no.
No, exactly. No, just go straight over them.
Exactly. But no, looking at it as well, P5 and 6 obviously very close for me and Sadistic, really capitalising on Carlos Killer retiring, because he would have been a lot closer to us, or probably potentially still in front of us. I'm not too sure where he retired from. I think it was P10, so not too sure. But, you know, it still is very close with Carlos, I-Link, Swinney and Jackson to round out the top 10. 4 points between them, 7th to 10th. So that's very interesting as well, with a lot of guys in the 11th to 20th in striking distance as well.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
yeah, it's good to see. Just to give a shout out to all the drivers. This is I-Link Speed's first full season at Tier 1 on Tuesdays, and yeah, mixing it around with us guys. So yeah, very well to see. And long gold season, 15 rounds. If they keep it over the whole thing, then the more the merrier. Because yeah, it's bloody competitive this tier.
It is, yeah. It is very competitive, and it's also going back to what Jay said as well. I think you could probably swap, say, 5 or 6 drivers from Tier 1 and Tier 2, and the drivers coming up from Tier 2 would do equally as well. So, you know, I think it is very, very close between the tiers, and ideally having 3 tiers with Tier 1 being just aliens would make Tier 2 and 3 a lot closer for, like, there might be different title winners each season kind of thing. But it is very close.
That was a golden day having 3 tiers, because, I mean, I've got a Tier 2 championship, Primus has got a Tier 2 championship, Hartnell's got a Tier 2 championship, Bowie, you have not. Sorry.
I don't need to win mine in the Mickey Mouse League, mate.
How dare you
That's
talk
like you
about our
saying-
tier
You
2
just
drivers
said- you
like
just
that?
That's like me going, oh, I won the Johnson Paint Trophy, and be like, yeah, I got a Champions League medal right here.
I mean, to be fair, if Bristol Rovers won the Johnson's Paint Trophy, you'd go nuts and you know it. So you're insulting yourself now.
I would. I cry every time we get knocked out. It's our only form of glory, and we always mess it up. By the way, I was only saying that to get a nibble from Swinney. Tier 2 drivers, I love you all, and a lot of people picking me up, so I take it back.
Except you, fake Scouser.
That's strike 2, Bowie. Strike 2 during this podcast. So
It's alright. Fake Scouts is probably asleep, Swinney, isn't he?
Exactly. He doesn't listen to this. Not a chance.
I love it. But yeah, no, on to, well, yeah, Tier 2. Scenario is really walking away with it, I'd say, isn't he?
definitely.
I'm not gonna lie. He's probably would have been my favourite at the start of the season. Compared, he came down from tier 1, didn't he, last season? So
He did struggle a lot last season, to be fair to him.
yeah, well, I would think coming down from tier 1 going into tier 2, I would say you're gonna have to be a favourite, aren't you?
Yeah.
That would be. But saying that, you're absolutely sorry, Dennis. I do apologise. Go on.
Oh no, I just want to say, if Bruce is really fighting for the championship, he really, needs to get ready to do his job, because the gap is getting bigger and bigger with Scenario.
It is. I will point out one thing though. Do not rule out Twisted Science. I raced against that guy
Yeah.
last season, and he is good.
I've got to say, it's so nice to see Twisted Science actually getting involved and really improving, because I think, I'm not sure who trialled him with me. I think it might have been Dixon, and Infinite Glory actually. And Twisted was, he won't mind me saying this, he was very slow. Like a lot of the races, he was like 3 or 4 seconds behind us, and like per lap. And then he put in so much effort and so much practice, and now he's right up there, and his pace has just improved massively. So it's just really, really nice to see.
Sounds like the journey I'm going to
Definitely
make.
in there.
Oh well, yeah, that's very true actually.
But
Really
no,
big shout out, actually,
his
from
rig's
this-
probably a hell of a lot better than yours, though, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got a
Yeah.
better rig setup than me. That is impressive stuff to go in. Just going right. Do you know what? I'm going to get involved in sort of sim league racing, and I'm just gonna here's my setup. I'm going to get all the equipment possible, which I believe a lot of it was self-made. A lot of like the construction of the cockpit was especially. And yeah, no, very impressive, and yeah, really good story for FRL.
Yeah, definitely.
It really is. And I will say, a really big shout out to Mystery, who took a year out last season, didn't he?
He came back with, I think it was about 7 races to go.
Yeah.
Through last season.
Because the last time he raced, we raced. It was my last race in Tier 2. And we raced together at Abu Dhabi, and then he said he was taking a break. So he might have even missed a season and a half, you know. But yeah, he's come straight back in and doing really well.
He is. He's another one of those that I reckon he could do a job in Tier 1. Sort of the lower end of Tier 1, I think. But he's not too far away from sort of like, say, our pace at all.
Definitely. And he can race very cleanly as well,
He can,
from what I've
yeah.
experienced with him. How is the bottom 10 looking at the moment? So we got DNF and Moody are actually very close together with Big Lou. And who else is in that at the minute? What's happened with Rizzle this season? Has he been racing that much, or has he been quite unlucky?
Just typical Rizzle. Doesn't finish a lot of races. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that as well.
I'm going to assume the same has been the case for Villeneuve. He's still been probably cracking out those
Involved, I
pole
think
laps
that
or
was
very
twice-
close to
that was
pole,
one of the-
and then is having just a race, just trying to get to the end.
It is, yeah. If Villeneuve can actually put a Grand Prix together, he would easily probably compete with Scenario, I would say.
Yeah, or if he did quality lap over a 50% race, he'd be arguably
Yeah.
close to a tier 1 driver. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just brought me quite a bit of joy actually watching Pinnis's DNF on the stream.
Yeah,
Something
thanks.
like
Thank you very much.
that. What happened, bro?
This was yesterday's race, right?
It is.
Yeah.
This is Monday Night Madness at Singapore
Yeah,
last night.
it was horrible. I really have no idea because we had a safety car and then the safety car ended. I literally, barely touched the throttle and the car just went away under me and I crashed into the pit wall. And yeah, that was that. And I was in P3 or P4, so had very good chances there. But yeah, absolutely binned it.
Yeah, I love Singapore so much. When I was Tier 2 champion, this was my pick for the calendar, and I crashed on lap 3 and DNF'd. I'm very sad. I'm not having a good week, clearly.
Well, new chances tonight. I do like Singapore as well. It's quite technical, difficult track, but yeah, it's a nice track to do.
Yeah, I really like Singapore. It's a very, very good track. Is it on the calendar this year?
Let me double check.
It's a good question, actually.
I don't believe it is, but I will confirm.
Outrageous.
It's definitely on the calendar last
No, it's not.
season.
It's not, okay.
Oh, if I can pop it up, actually. Let me hide a few championships and whatnot. Just a reminder of where we are going to end up going this season. Here is the calendar as we've got. So yeah, only around 5 tonight at Monza, but yeah, still a long way to go. Can confirm no Singapore, but what a good looking calendar we've got.
It is. I really dislike Netherlands.
Definitely. So what race are you guys looking forward to the most?
For me, Portimao. I don't know why. I think it feels like that's one of my stronger tracks.
Yeah.
It's quite an
Yeah,
ugly track for people that don't use lines.
Yeah, you had an absolute cracking race in Tier 2 with Jamie, didn't you, around Portimao? From what I remember.
By cracking race with me, it was the finale of the season. It was the final race of the season where I won the title, and I had an incident on lap 1, which when I had to change a wing, and I was right at the back, and I went all the way from last to first and won the title by a point. So it holds a special place in my heart, Portimao.
Can imagine. You, Bowie, what's your favorite? Let's go to Jay first.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Shall I do it?
Like Michael said, there's actually great tracks on the calendar.
Yeah.
I must admit, I'm a fan of Abu Dhabi. So I think Abu Dhabi after this week is going to be, as well as Monza, it's going to be my 2 tracks that I can make up some points on you guys anyway.
I think Abu Dhabi is fine as long as you don't take a visit to Bowie's Corner. If you know, you know.
Only the OGs know. Drop us a sub.
And Dixon, the absolute thespian in the chat, said USA is his favourite. That might be my least favourite on the calendar. Absolutely.
See, I like USA. The problem that I've got with some of the remaining tracks, so Abu Dhabi, I love that I bottle a win. Netherlands can just get in the bin. Japan, realistic is terrible. Well, yeah, and you, Pimmins, as well. Japan, I bottled a 3rd place in realistic. Belgium, I span on the formation lap in a race when I was winning, which was just not
just
formation lap, under safety car.
driver,
I span under safety car from P1 in a league race, which was just outrageous. So, like, I like all the tracks, but I've done badly at a lot of them, so it just gets in my head.
Yeah, but whose problem is that?
My own.
I do agree with Dixon again. Well, shout out to Mexico in the chat. I do like Mexico.
I hate Mexico.
Mexicans hate you.
Mexico's.
Cheers.
Brazil's
I'm
good fun.
not a fan of Mexico, I don't think.
I think in terms of a finale as well, Brazil is definitely a very good track to have a finale at.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a proper driver's track, isn't it?
I agree. After I'll give ourselves a pat on the back.
Definitely. Whoever came up with that calendar, well done.
Indeed. Right. I think what I have to do sort out after outside is predictions for tonight, guys. So let's get
Ooh, and a
lineups
quick
again
one.
to remind
A
us.
quick
Oh,
one.
sorry,
We've
go ahead.
got no, just Return of F2 and F2 highlights will be out on the YouTube tomorrow morning. So yeah, F2 returned and it was a banger for the first opening round. Kobe did really, really well on comms as well, so everyone be sure to check
He
that
did.
out when it's
Yeah,
uploaded.
massive a shout out to Kobe. Yeah, he done really well.
But yeah, predictions, let's go.
Good on Michael. We'll let you go first.
I'm just going to quickly do the old check-in, just to see. So tonight, no Ricky, no SpongeBob, and go for that. I think we're going to get Dixon to win, Smalley second. I'm sure that Ace Inferno is reserving tonight's fast as well. So let's go Ace Inferno third, and wild card to be Jay Hartnell, because if he's feeling it tonight, and we're going to put the pressure on him and curse him.
Yeah.
I must admit, Ace Inferno is Dixon's pace. He is rapid.
He's driving the same car tonight as
Yeah, they're both in
Dixon.
the Red
I've just
Bull.
seen Red Bull is Dixon and Inferno.
That's my fault. Sorry, Dixon. Or shall I go? For me, it will be Smalley, Dixon, and then Bols. And yeah, I was actually also thinking to give the wild card to Jay because he's very confident about his chances today, and he's driving with no wing, so should work.
Should do, in theory. Right, okay, I'll go next then. Right, I'm gonna go with Maxi.
That's a great shout.
I think Maxi's gonna do quite well. He's gonna get a P1. I'm also gonna go with Ace Inferno, P2, just because I trialed him and know how quick he is. And P3 is gonna be Dixon. With my wild card, sorry to blow my own trumpet, but I think I could do something a bit special in Monza.
You're giving it to yourself?
I am indeed.
Nice.
Right, I
We'll
read the
talk
poll.
after the race, okay? Maybe we can do a podcast after the race as well.
I've also got a nasty habit of crashing, so yeah. Ask me next week when I've calmed down a little bit.
I'm gonna go with Dixon, Hartnell, Michael. Top three. And wild card is going to be Kobe, based on his form this year and his race on Saturday.
I appreciate you can't see our faces, but the face I've just pulled at me P3, you cannot believe, guys.
The thing is I think I genuinely do back Hartnell's theory that he's very quick at this track, and Monza with how easy it is to lose the car and how easy it is to spin, I do think it could be a very mixed race tonight. I'm not thinking Kobe's necessarily going to finish fourth. I think like that, but I think Kobe's going to do very well tonight just because he's been very consistent there. And the same with you, Hartnell. I genuinely think you are going to get a podium tonight.
Yeah, I do think Wild Dog really likes Monza as well, so he's probably very motivated to get a good result today.
Yeah, he does. He's a big fan of Monza.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've just seen Dixon's going along similar lines for you, Bowie. He's got his predictions himself, Smalley, then me, and Kobe as his wild card. I don't know what you guys are smoking, but I'll have it. Whatever you're having, send it my way, please, guys.
Yeah, Dixon, come on, you know my straight line speed.
So
What's going
Dixon...
on? What's going on
Well,
there?
Kobe, if you're listening, the pressure is on.
To ninth place, keep an eye
Why
on
does it
them
do
as well.
Oh, I suppose we're going to go for tier 2 now, I suppose. Oh, we haven't got long, have we?
It is 7:20. Oh, we're about to go out before we know it. But tier 2, let's think about it. Oh, do you want me to go first again? Right. Let's go with scenario 7 up the forest. Becco. If the original is not racing tonight, ignore me for that one. We will go Twisted Science, Me Man Moody, wild card of Jack DNF. Go.
Bam!
Okay.
Alright. Scenario will win, then followed by Twisted, followed by Bruce, and I will give my wild card to Rizzle. I think he's up for a good race today.
Okay, right. That was exactly going to be my first choice. Rizzle. Followed by Twisted Science and Scenario in P3. And same as every single week, my wild card is Mr. Mean Man Moody.
Yeah, Dixon predicts Moody will get P1, P2, P3, and the wild card.
And he's
I feel
right.
some match fixing. I'm going to go with P1 Bruce, P2 Twisted, P3 Mystery. Wildcard is going to be
Pimis.
Becco.
Becco's not racing.
Change it to Cookie, because I've just seen they're reserving and they won tier 2 on Super Sunday, and when they're available they are fast. So there you go, I've picked your wild card for you.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
Right.
I suppose we better, whilst we got a couple of minutes, touch on the Lewis Hamilton fiasco over the weekend.
Yeah, you want to discuss that?
Yeah.
He was first of the losers in qualifying.
I think that's our single thing to take away. Last week, obviously, it was all about the return of K-Mag. This week, we are focusing on Hamilton's Q1 and general weekend at Saudi. Wow.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It's the same for every single Mercedes power unit, isn't it? I don't think it is up to scratch this year, is it? I think Ferrari have stolen the march and making the most out of it, I think. And I don't think Mercedes have an answer to it, to be brutally honest.
No, I agree. I actually, maybe it's too soon or too harsh, but we are 2 races in. But I'm pretty sure I will put a bottle on it. But I'm pretty sure they will not be fighting for the championship this year.
Do you think they'll get closer or further away from Red Bull and Ferrari as the season progresses?
I don't think they will catch up. Maybe they will get another podium, but then it's probably a little bit based on luck and DNFs from other drivers.
I think it's going to be such a weird season for Mercedes, because when you're in that situation where the 2 cars in front of you are so far ahead, and then the car itself is almost so much better than every car behind you, you're going to have a lot of lonely races. You're going to be like Bowie at Monaco.
Yeah.
It also depends. It also depends on what Red Bull do with that powertrain.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually also quite curious to the relation between Russell and Hamilton, because I think at this point, after 2 races, Russell really showed that he has a little bit more understanding of the car, I think. And yeah, I'm quite curious how that will develop throughout the season, if he will beat Hamilton actually as his teammate.
I heard that Lewis texted him asking him for tips.
Really?
No.
He texted me asking for tips.
My feeling is, I don't think if the car's up to scratch this year, I've got a funny feeling that Lewis might just call it a day.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, he's getting old, isn't he?
He's not that much older than me.
I did not say that.
So, don't know, if you haven't got a car underneath you, and you know it's not going to be good for, so like 2-3 seasons,
Yeah.
would you not call it a day and just go, all right, yeah, I'll stick to my 7 world championships and
Yeah, or maybe he has the spirit to try and find another team.
Calling it now, if Lewis retires, Gasly's getting that seat.
I don't think he
Clip it, it's
retires.
happening. Oh.
Purely because I think of where we are with these cars, the development arc is that huge. You could easily get it so right in 2023, even if your 2022 was bad and you learn from the mistakes, which Mercedes could.
Or the end of 2022, they could shock
Exactly,
everyone.
yeah.
And I
But-
also think Lewis's hatred for Max is that high, and the fact that everyone wanted him to not, everyone was happy that he didn't surpass Schumacher. I think that is the drive he needs to carry on, and I think that is too high for him to stop.
But also, with what Michael just said, if Mercedes were going to get it right, I know they didn't really spend. Well, they spent a lot of time last year, didn't they, developing this car? They stopped developing the 2021 car in, I think it was what, March time, wasn't it? So surely Mercedes, you would think, would have got it right for this year. So
At the same time, your beloved Haas, I think, have spent longer than anybody else developing their car, and okay, they've made a jump, but they're not right at the front. And with a clean slate of
that's
paper,
that's
progress can be a thing.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose it can.
Although
And
K-Mag
also-
did overtake Lewis around the outside, just saying.
It was a great move, that.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. And you've also got to remember as well that Ferrari engine. It's something
Yeah.
special.
At the
this
same time, though, it
That's-
also showed that the naivety of going for the move into the final corner and being ahead in the braking zone, because you then a sitting duck on the start-finish straight, which eventually is what Max learned and realised, and that's how he won the race. So,
Also, with that, K-Mag is the only person that got Lewis back, because Lewis overtook a lot of his drivers into the final corner, and none of them just really bothered fighting him.
What can I say is the best?
I was going to say, I think
Well-
more Mercedes v Ferrari engines, I think, but
Yeah, I would
Sorry,
like to
Toby,
say
if you
a
did.
shout out to Perez though.
Oh
he
yeah,
was
Perez.
Oh, I felt so sorry for the guy.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. But you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It's
I mean, I'm happy that Max won, but still, it should have been Perez win.
I must admit, I did think that Max and Charles would come together at some point. And you know, when they were going for that DRS bit and they ended up side by side, it was like, oh no, is this going to be
We've been here
Lewis
before.
Hamilton 2.0? It was like, oh no.
It was very mature racing.
It
From
was,
both
yeah, it
of
was.
them.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
both very clever, weren't they? They both
Yeah.
knew what they were doing.
what are your thoughts on DRS chicken as an activity in the sport? I can't tell whether I like the gamesmanship behind it or whether it's a bit daft. Come on, just drive as fast as you can, and how to solve it.
Yeah. The only way I think they're ever going to solve it is by getting rid of the RS.
Yeah, or enable it every single lap, even when you're not within a second behind another car. So when you're on the straight, you can just open the rear wing.
But
get more
then
speed.
do you get the good racing that you have with? I don't
Well,
know.
it's the same effect when you disable the whole thing.
Or you develop a law with the DRS. I mean, this could not work. But if you... Oh no, because it's DRS chicken, so it won't work. If you're in a DRS zone and you're overtaking someone, you then don't get it on the next straight.
I think it's
Again, I
maybe
don't know
having
why
a
it's
following
so-
straight and a fresh detection zone. But I've just thought of an idea. I don't know whether this would be safe or not. How about the drivers don't know where the detection point is? You just know it'll be within 500 meters of the activation point, but you don't know where.
Yeah, that would work. Or it could be if you're within a second in sector 2 and no one knows where it is within sector 2.
Or why don't you bring back Kurz?
I guess the problem with Kurz is because Urs is so developed so far beyond what Kurz was. You kind of have Urs the whole way, but it's how do you keep an extra battery store that gives you that push to pass? Because I think the racing with Kurz was really exciting because when you can see people being tactical of when to use it. So no,
The
something
best thing about
Well, they
Curry's
have the
when
most
it came
ideal
in was
race,
people
have they?
chose to not run it to save weight.
In that
That would
regard?
be interesting again, wouldn't it? Because in 2009 you had some cars running with it, some without it, some deciding not to have it at certain weekends and stuff, and that was really interesting.
no, I agree. Because what was the best performing car that didn't have Kurz? Because did the Brawn not have it? I can't remember which cars
Yeah, it was
didn't.
Brawn. It was Brawn, and it was also who did Paul the Wrestler drive for back then?
Oh, Force India.
Force India. Force India. They were the two cars that didn't have it. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember that BMW Sauber did, and they were one of the first to use it. And they didn't do very well with it in the first couple of races because they were just overweight and it wasn't a very good system. But obviously, with it more refined now, it could make it interesting. I think there's lots of rooms to improve racing or to maybe get rid of the games that are being played.
It's definitely moving in the right direction, though. I think with Stefano Domenicali being in charge, and what with Ross Brawn as well, it's definitely moving in the right direction.
Agreed. Yeah, well, they're going to be asking for a raise. Firstly, I think the way the rating we've had in the first two, the other 21 I like this. I'm so stoked for how this season's coming out.
Must admit, this season does have it could be epic.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so happy that I'm going to Silverstone this year.
Oh, do you know what
See
race I'm
Max win
going
again.
to?
Hmm?
I was because I want to try and go to races yet, and I very, very nearly went to Bahrain. So I'm still looking for a race to go to. And
Come to Zandvoort.
sold out, isn't it?
No,
Yeah, I can get you tickets.
If you can, mate, I'd be tempted actually. That's not a bad offer if you could. Now, honestly, I'm looking at Singapore at the moment. Not to relate it almost back to the footage we've got on here actually, but yeah.
Pimus, can you put us up for the weekend if we all come over?
Sure, definitely. Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Podcast on tour, podcast on tour.
Everyone who's in the podcast right now is invited.
Are you sure? I think Kobe's in it.
Yeah, that's I think it's Dixon.
Just playing.
Yeah. You think we have to wrap it up a little bit?
oh yeah, 25.
Yeah, it's 25 to, and I've not practiced. I'm not going to practice now.
I need to get
I've
a
not eaten
setup.
my roast.
I haven't
Not eaten my
eaten.
roast yet.
I mean, you don't need to practice, Monzo. You just put your foot down and
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah, just put your foot down, mate. There you go. Just use my setup, then you're alright. Don't worry about turns.
Exactly, I'm doing that.
Overrated.
But I am going to have another attempt at eating a parsnip, like guys and girls.
What?
Which would be very nice.
right. What a
I don't think
wild note
anybody-
to end it on.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Please don't choke when you do
Do
that.
you guys not recall the conversation?
No, we
before
didn't.
went
No,
live?
we didn't. No.
I put myself in it there, but I'm going to go
Do
eat my roast.
you want me to say Jack deep throated a parsnip?
It wasn't intentional, but I had tried eating it and it was too hot, and I breathed in, which was a mistake.
God.
We'll say nothing more.
Yeah.
It's alright, mature content is on. We're going to get more viewers for the bands.
Please make sure it's cold enough when you eat this one. Just have
Take
some
that,
gravy.
actually.
Just have some gravy with it, and you should be alright.
Oh, gravy makes everything better, to be fair.
Exactly. Yeah, just have some gravy and just yeah. There you go. You should be fine.
We will be. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there then, guys. Everyone in the chat, Dixon, I think you stayed in throughout the whole thing, so thank you for that. There's a lot, I think there's a few that stayed in. Links and Ads was in here as well this evening, and Brooklyn, which is really nice to see. But yeah, for everyone that's racing tonight, good luck, and just hope the curbs don't kill you, because it is Monza.
Yeah,
Enjoy,
good luck,
Jack.
everyone.
yeah, have a good one, chaps.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, guys. You take care. Enjoy your race if you're racing tonight.